When I was studying for my theater degree, I directed a piece for my college called Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind 30 Plays in 60 Minutes by, I believe it was Greg Allen. It was 30 neo-futurist plays. I don't remember if neo-futurist was actually in the title, but it was from his group, the neo-futurists, the group that he belonged to at one point. He's no longer with them. It was an introduction to futurism before we started studying futurism in one of my theater history courses. So neo-futurism and futurism are a little bit different, but it was really fun and fast-paced. And what it was a collection of 2-minute or under pieces that you would perform in rapid succession. It was really cool and fun and chaotic, and maybe one of the best things that I've worked on. I want to produce it again, really. But so what has interested me lately is a connection I never thought that I would make, that just popped into my head, which is between futurism and short-form media consumption. So in futurism, what do you think of when you think of futurism? Do you think of, yay, the future? That is a part of it. It is talking about moving forward, hence the fast-paced, quick, rapid succession of the neo-futurists, right? It's talking about time is always marching forward. You're always moving on. You're always going into the future. There is no such thing as the past. You cannot do it over. Time is always running out. The future is always coming. You're always moving. It's always chaotic. There is rarely room to breathe, but there's still enjoyment in the chaos. Okay, so futurism also has this fun historical connection to Italian fascism. In part because Italian futurism and futurism in general was really concerned with and really approving of war. Futurism, in a way, at least historically, has had this sort of fun obsession with violence. It explores it a lot, it talks about it, it wants to consider how it might be used for good, how it might be used for evil. It's talking about national identity, it's talking about technology, it's talking about all of these interesting things, mechanization, cars, but there was this heavy focus on politics and war, and in Italian futurism there was also a lot of sexism. So futurism in theater was mostly dominated by these things called syntheses. And a synthese was a short play, like in the neo-futurists, Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. So it's like a 2-minute or under short play. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes or under, but it's just short. And it's fast-paced. It comes here and then it's gone. And a lot of times an evening of theater for the futurists of Italy was a collection of syntheses, right? So you have these short, a lot of times skits, because a lot of it was kind of absurdist humor, right? You would have all of these quick in succession little moments, and a lot of them would be violent or talking about violence, and sometimes it would be funny violence. And you would move on to the next one, and a lot of it would be promoting war. And so this thought just occurred to me the other day is that Vine, more so than TikTok, because TikTok has moved on to longer form videos, but both in a way, especially on the skit side, remind me a lot now, thinking about it, of futurism and syntheses. More of syntheses themselves than futurism. But isn't TikTok like the successor of the futurists, of syntheses? It's a highly political space that, yes, you can't necessarily portray or promote violence per se, but it is highly political. You do see people sometimes advocating for awful politics, for a sort of fascistic side of things, and you see these short, quick videos, a lot of really absurd humor, a lot of pushing towards the future, talking about technology, talking about nationalism, talking about, on some levels, the rights to do violence against the people who have harmed you. You saw that with the spreading of the Bin Laden letter and people being like, yeah, didn't he have a point? It's like, no, he didn't, but why are you guys being stupid? Well, in part, I think it's because it's going towards its futurism roots of the synthetic syntheses going by, and the quick intake of media brings you into this rush, and the rush makes you prepared to have to act. You have to be angry, and you have to be ready to do whatever it takes. The future is coming. Time is running out. Time is running out. You must move. You must move. You must go forward. And the app itself wants you to be stuck in the app because that generates money for them. But the idea behind it, the quick pace, short attention, synthese-like nature of these things, in my mind, I haven't done any like research on this, but I feel like it could be connected towards this increasing polarization and idea of harming your opponents and how the evil people must suffer, because that is futurism. But instead of the syntheses and futurism going towards fascism like it did in Italy, this time it's going towards populism in general, which makes more sense for futurism than just pure fascism, I think. Anyway, I just think it's something to think about. I don't necessarily know how connected they really are, but I do think in a way that they are the new syntheses. And there might be a connection to futurism that I think would be really interesting for someone who's doing, I don't know, like a doctoral program to investigate more than I am just putting together my thoughts here. All right, in true synthese fashion, this video is too long. Peace out. Bye.